Hey folks, Robbie Payne here again with Chrome Unbox, coming at you today with an unboxing, hands-on, with the LG Chromebase. As you guys know, this one features an IPS 22-inch Full HD panel. It comes packing pretty much your standard Chromebook stats. You got 2 gigs of RAM, you've got the Haswell Celeron processor inside. 16 gigs of storage, so nothing earth-shattering there. The big deal here is the form factor. So let's get into it and check out what this all-in-one Chromebase is all about. Because really, that's what it comes down to, right? I mean, you got to decide: do I want to buy this, or do I want to buy a monitor and a Chromebook? And I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I guess some of those things depend probably on what you're going to need it for. Here's some instructions. Some will probably how to put this thing together. Keyboard. It is wired. I so wish it was Bluetooth. I'm being picky. And at the price point, honestly, I shouldn't be picky at all. I'm very happy with the price that this guy came in under. Pretty standard fare with the mouse there. Nothing fancy. Power brick. No big deal that it's kind of big. It's going to be on the desk, so it doesn't really matter. I would see the use case for this guy being something of a, you know, this could be in schools, it could be in dorms, offices, that kind of thing. Back plate for the mount, or for the stand itself. Looks like another plate. Some screws, so I might have to assemble some things. And the Chromebase itself. And 22-inch monitor, that's a big guy. Get this box out of the way. And I'm just going to set it here for now. It's big. There's no way to get around it. It's big. 22 inches, that's a nice size for a screen, so I'm gonna be real interested. I'm gonna break here for a second and turn it on, or get it put together and then turn it on and kind of come back. But first blush, you know, it feels solid, pretty heavy, but we have Ethernet connection here, which is odd. You don't see that on a lot of Chromebooks, Chrome anything really. Power, some USB slots. I don't see SS, so I'm assuming these are 2.0 slots here. Is that Kensington lock? Awesome. And HDMI. Now, interestingly enough, that's HDMI in. So this device actually can act as your secondary monitor to your Windows or Mac device, and you could then use this as the monitor for that, and then just have Chrome OS whenever you're not wanting to get into all that other stuff. And so that's part of the interest for me. I think it's kind of interesting to know that, hey, this is my one that sits at home on the desk, but, you know, for the most part, I'm in Chrome. When I need to, I can jump into Windows, hit that input button, and jump over into Windows. That's a pretty neat thing and a pretty neat setup. Well thought out by LG on that. So I'm going to take just a minute. I'm going to throw it together real quick, turn it on, let you know what I think about the screen, and then get to the process of actually reviewing this guy. All right, guys, we had a little change of scenery there. The setup at the office, I didn't have a screwdriver, and there's a few small things that need to be put together in order for this guy to work. So I went ahead and brought it home, put it on my home desk, which unfortunately doesn't get a whole lot of use anymore. Down below the desk, there's a Windows PC that basically sits untouched. But I'm going to show you a really neat trick before we get done with this this quick hands-on here. Anyway, I got it out of the box. A couple things. The base is not attached, obviously, in the box, so there's 6 screws that have to be put in with a Phillips head screwdriver. Very simple. It took 5 minutes. I just didn't have one at the office, so it's actually a pretty easy process. Getting it out and unboxed is not a big deal. Also, you'll see, pan down here, you've got the wired mouse and keyboard. Be nice if they were Bluetooth, but we're at $350 here, so I'm not going to complain. A couple quick observations I've already made just from having the thing and starting it up. One, the IPS display is gorgeous. I do have the brightness turned down quite a bit because it was washing out my video, and so I did that. from all angles, from up top, down low, left, right. Looks great, doesn't wash out. Colors are really nice. It has a nice tilt mechanism to it, so you can kind of tilt it. It is anti-glare as well, so it's going to knock down any kind of glares you run into. Has built-in speakers in it. We'll hit some of the stuff in the review, but just to let you know, built-in speakers aren't great, but they aren't terrible. You can adjust the volume. Interestingly enough, it does have a couple touch buttons across the front here. So the power, the Chrome button, I'll talk to that in just a second. You've got the reader button, which I've got it set on reader 1. Reader 2 is even dimmer. I suppose in dark lit settings, you can just click that button real quick and not wash your eyes out. Left and right enables you to do your volume here. So you have volume of the hardware and then the Chrome volume as well. So those two things work together. And then it's got a audio jack over here, as well as an additional SD or a USB spot here. 3 on the back. This is a kind of difficult one to show you everything. 3 on the back, HDMI on the back. It is an HDMI input, and we're gonna look at that here in just a second. And then you've got. That's it. When you have the Ethernet port, and we showed some of those whenever we had the box or the thing flat down. But it is really nice to have these touch controls across the front, so no reaching under and clicking buttons and trying to navigate. It all pops right up here on the screen, and they're just touch sensitive, so they're flush, which is really, really sweet. So it allows you to adjust your monitor just like you would. So it's a monitor with the Chrome box built in, but it's also an external monitor too, which is really neat, because what I also did while I was setting it up was went ahead and hooked my PC into it in the back end. So you just touch this button that says Chrome. It's going to flip inputs, and ta-da! Here's the Windows PC, and you can tell it's got crap popping up all over the place here because I haven't turned it on in quite some time. And that's just a testament to the awesomeness that is Chrome and Chrome OS, and the fact that I'm able to get away from my PC little bits at a time is awesome. But it's really cool that this is there. This could be an amazing use case for a lot of people. Hey, I need a monitor. I'm going to pay $200 for a 23-inch IPS 1080p monitor anyway. This one has speakers in it. But then it also has its own OS. And so while Windows is taking its time booting up, I don't really have to mess with it. I can just hit my Chrome button and jump into Chrome and get my stuff done. And when I need that extra little bit of horsepower, click the button, bam, you're right over into Windows. That's a really sweet setup. It's a really ingenious way to set this thing up. I absolutely love that feature. And I really am contemplating whether I'm going to keep this guy or not. Go ahead and pay for it and actually and keep it, as opposed to just reviewing and sending it back. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to spend some time with it as much as I can. I think I'm going to tote this to the office. They're doing some work there tomorrow, so I'm not going to take it to the office tomorrow. But for the rest of the week, I just got a new monitor at the office. I've got a nice 1080p 24-inch monitor to work from. And that, hooking into my Acer C720p, is a really, really brilliant combo. But I can take this guy over there. Internally, I mean, we're talking about the same stuff as most Chromebooks, your Acer C720, your HP 14. If we're talking about the 2 gig variety, this does not have a 4 gig option at this point. And from what I understand, just like any other Chromebook, it's non-upgradable. And so that's a bit of a bummer. If this thing could be bumped up to 4, or if they would have said, hey, we've got all this space in this guy, you know, here, open the thing up and you can pop in another RAM stick. And I might do some research this week while I'm reviewing it and find that to be the case. For me, if that is the case, I will likely keep this device, and it will become probably my main workstation, because the ability to jump back and forth between windows is really, really nifty. Yeah, it's a nice device, guys. It looks really clean on the desktop. You can see it sitting there. It's non-obtrusive, and if you're using it kind of in a desktop scenario like this, I don't see any fault except for the lack of RAM in it. And for a lot of people, that's not even going to be an issue. For me, I do notice the difference just based on the way that I work. I really end up needing that 4 gigs of RAM from time to time. Not all the time, every day, but a lot of times I need it. So for me, it would not be optimal unless there's some way to crack it open and add those 4 gigs of RAM. So I'm going to look into that a little bit now that these are out in the wild and some people are getting their hands on them in different ways. Maybe somebody's already done it. Obviously, it's not something I'm going to experiment on, because likely I'm going to be taking this thing and returning it from where it came. But we will see in the week to come or so. I'm going to put it through its paces, spend some time with it, do all the things I normally do on Chromebooks, because ultimately, guys, behind the hardware, this is still Chrome OS. It's all the same stuff. So really, that's about it for the unboxing, the hands-on, that kind of stuff. Like I said, first blush, it's gorgeous looking. It really is. Let's real quick, let me take a look at the front-facing camera. See how it does. This room is not well lit. Where's my camera? There we go. Not too shabby, actually. So this is our collect all room, and it's not very well lit, so it's not doing too bad there. So decent looking front facing camera too. Like I said, all the rest of the hardware stuff is really, really usable, and I can't get over how awesome that is. Ta-da! Windows. that's just really cool, and I think that could be a really great entranceway for somebody who's going, I'm not sure about Chrome OS. Well, hey, get this thing. It's a great monitor for your Windows PC. It's got built-in speakers, 1080p IPS panel. Great thing. So for an extra $100, it also just has Chrome happening to run on there. So maybe you'll boot into it from time to time and see how it works. And highly likely, most people that boot into Chrome and start using Chrome and feel its lightweightness and just cleanliness in general tend to gravitate towards it. I just find that to be the truth. And so it could be a really interesting product, especially in schools, and, places like hotels, that kind of thing, where people just need some basic web access. Man, I think this could be a really neat product for those. And hopefully LG maybe comes out with some of the i3 models with 4 and 8 gigs of RAM and that kind of stuff, down the road, to say, hey, here's some premiums, you can still get the Chromebase with this kind of stuff, or bump it up and have some Bluetooth peripherals. That kind of stuff would be kind of neat. But anyway, that's all for the unboxing for right now. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe down below. Subscribers are building every day. The more of these subscribers I get, guys, the more likely it is I'm going to get more Chrome-based stuff in order to get my hands on, to review, to let you know, help you make decisions, all that kind of stuff. So like it, share the video. Momentum's been great, and I appreciate everybody who's subscribed already, everybody who's liked videos and commented and just been a part of all this. It's just been a fun ride, and so I look forward to doing lots more of this stuff. And we'll have the review of this guy up within a week and a half or so, something like that. So look out for that. Keep it locked to the channel. Until then, guys, have a great one. See you next time.